While reading or watching Dandadan, have you ever thought, can anyone else actually see these transformations? Well, you're not alone. This topic has been floating around the Dandadan fandom lately, and it's gotten a lot of people debating over whether or not these transformations are actually visible to the average person. It all stems from a single tweet, when Eating Toxic harmlessly posted this fun fact to the Twitter community. Okarun's transformation, and by extension, any yokai transformation like anime spoilers, Aira's Akura form, or the evil eye while possessing Gigi, are not visible to the average human. Instead, Okarun just kinda runs around looking something like this. Now, a lot of people immediately jumped at this tweet, calling bull. Early on in the manga, Ken confronts a group of bullies who were pestering him about Momo after hearing the rumors spread by Aira, leading to him transforming in class and telling them off. So, obviously everybody can see his transformation, right? Well, not quite. In the anime, it's explained in the same episode that Aira has gained the ability to see yokai as a result of picking up the gold ball, which pretty explicitly tells us that people are only able to see yokai after encountering spiritual phenomena, which, to our current knowledge, never happened to any of the bullies from Chapter 12. Now, this point is contested by a lot of people who will use arguments like, why else would the bullies randomly get scared of Okarun? Or, if they can't see him transform, how do they explain him getting like a foot taller? And honestly, that second question has some merit, but let's talk about the first question. Why would the bullies be scared of Ken if they didn't see him transform? My honest interpretation was they were just reacting to his switch in demeanor, and most notably his voice dropping like several pitches. Not to mention Ken was grabbing dude by the collar, and I mean, as he transformed, he surely gained more strength in his hand, and that grip got a lot more menacing. Plus, bullies like an easy target. Someone who was actually pushing back on them might have just been enough for them to stay out of it. Though I will say, I wouldn't be too surprised if the dude he was grabbing was able to see the yokai form as a result of being in direct contact with Ken, and he did seem the most scared, but until it's confirmed, that's just a personal theory. How do they explain him getting taller? You know, this one honestly confused me a lot more than the first one, because they're absolutely right. Ken does get crazy limb growth while transformed, and even though people can't see the yokai form, surely they would have to see, like, something, right? Like if it affects his height and arm length to this degree. And to that I say, I don't know. The only real frame of reference we have for this off the top of my head is the bully incident, where a lot of people seem to remember Ken lifting Mr. Unnamed Bully number 1 off the ground, but this actually didn't even happen either. He actually just bends his knees and drops lower on his own, probably as a result of Ken's grip strength around his collar increasing, and you can see him visibly shaking in the manga panel, so it's likely he just got weak at his knees and dropped down. Other than that, I can't quite remember an incident where this comes up, since shortly after this, Tatsu introduced the concept of empty space, where a majority of the battles take place from that point forward. Probably so he didn't have to get too elaborate with the details of who and what can be seen by normal people. I mean, anyone relevant to the story already has spiritual powers and can already see the transformations, so we don't really have to worry about what civilians can see all that much. I guess the really funny part of this to me was seeing how people reacted to it on social media. I saw some people saying this was another case of the Demon Slayer effect, where an author comment that Gotoge made completely destroyed how a lot of people perceived that series, while other people in the community started making joke tweets trying to bait the community into thinking Tatsu had clarified in a volume extra that the yokai transformations weren't even visible whatsoever in universe, and that they were added solely for reader benefit. I think most people already kinda knew this though, because the series has been pretty upfront with us about who can see the yokai and how. I mean, it's not even really a new concept in occult manga either. Just look at Hunter x Hunter, with Nen only being visible to Nen users, or Stand users in JoJo, or Cursed Energy in JJK. The list goes on. It's fairly commonplace in these stories that only people with these abilities are able to see said abilities. But that's really all about I can say on this topic for now, so let me know. Did you know about this? Does it change the way you perceive the series at all? If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you liked the video. It helps me more than you'd think, and it can help ensure you're front and center for my next Yap session. That's all for now. See you guys in the next one.